And we're back for another episode. In this episode I'm actually going to be trying Wanderer's Palace, and this is post the hotfix on the 15th of October 2013. So today they've changed the dungeon so that they drop mythology and philosophy in a lot more places, and one of the places that was updated was actually Wanderer's Palace. So I'm being told that you get 100 philosophy points and 30 mythology points doing this dungeon, so I guess we'll see how it is. I've never actually finished this dungeon before. I've only ever got to the last boss and we failed miserably, so hopefully this time, given that we're a lot better geared than we used to be, it'll be straightforward. Okay, just waiting for the tank to do something. Now one thing that does happen in this dungeon is that occasionally you'll get these big goblins, oh no, sorry, not goblins, tomberries, which will just like follow you around, and you have to be quick in order to like get past them without them basically slicing you up, basically, because they just walk along. They don't attack, and you can't actually attack them unless you're within range, and so they're basically just there as a way of saying hurry up. The reason I haven't really finished this before, because it's just one of the optional dungeons. It wasn't required by any story. There wasn't anything forcing me to come here. So I figured I'd just record the run just so we can see how it looks. And hopefully it will be a successful one. So basically the other fixes that they've made today is that they increased the amount of experience points you get from gathering professions, but only for mining and botany, because fishing is really easy already. And from some testing I did, it seems like they've increased it at least 50%, if not more, because I was doing botany on some level 25 Ridanian walnuts, and it was giving me like more than 300 experience points per one. So if you were to gather 4 of them per tree, that's like 1200 EXP per tree, which is extremely fast, especially at level 25. And we did a Amdapor Keep run earlier on, and we got 100 philosophy points and 40 mythology. So the mythology didn't go up, but the philosophy went up by 20. But the big change as well, as you can see now looking through my log, is the fact that every single monster is dropping from 40 to 60 gil, which is really nice, because it means we don't have to worry about the repair costs anymore, because it more than pays for everything. As you can see there, look, just loads of gil coming in, which is really, really nice. So we'll see what this boss is, last boss is like, because we didn't actually kill it before. So one thing that did actually happen is that when they first started the patch, there was a bug in Wanderer's Palace where basically you apparently got to like a door which you couldn't actually get through, but immediately they took the instant server down for maintenance and they fixed it straight away. This is the big Tombury I was telling you about, the one he just slowly moves. You can't attack him, but if you get within range of him, he will just sort of dice you up, so we have to be quick. And as I said, it is just a way of saying hurry up. I know about the key bindings I'm using, as I mentioned in the previous video, is you can see I'm using TFGV, the little dot which is next to the 1 on your keyboard, and X as additional key binding, and then that way I can hit all of my key bindings with my left hand without having to move it across the keyboard. And what my T is for is actually a macro. You see here I've made a macro called all buffs. So if I just spam T, I'll do it now actually, you can see that one by one is activating all of my buffs. Oh, this healer needs to move. So the healer wasn't paying attention, so I didn't realise that the Tombury was going to kill him. Because we lost a healer, that's why we died. You have to love the excuses of people. Oh, I was on the phone. I highly doubt it. So he does chase for a short time, but then he does quickly give up. See, he gave up already and he went back to his patrol. Always keeping an eye on my back to make sure the Tombury's not done. So given the change with the gill, my gill has recovered really nicely. So for a while I was hovering between 50 and 60,000 gil, and now in a very short time I've pretty much doubled it. And one of the decisions I made was to get rid of all the spare gear I had saved up, because I had accepted quest rewards for various things, thinking, oh, if I level a healer one day I might use that, if I level this one day I might use that. But I thought, you know what, I'll just gather it when I need it. There's no point taking it early. And yeah, so that was the idea. I figured I would sell all this extra gear, and then I actually made a huge amount of money doing that, because some of the pieces of gear I got from quest rewards actually sold for anything from 2 to 6,000 gil each. One thing I'm also doing, I'm still working through my crafting profession, so hopefully today I'll do 35 Alchemist and get closer to 35 Weaver as well. Weaver is probably the hardest one to level right now because of how expensive the materials are. So I'm actually spending the time to gather them myself, either in botany or killing monsters or whatever. Tomburies really make you paranoid. So this hotfix which happened today is what they call a 2.05. So it was, in a way, it was basically just a patch, but it was extremely small, so they basically referred to it more like a hotfix than a patch. Okay, so apparently it was actually this door that wasn't opening, so I guess they fixed it now. And here is the first boss. I have no idea, can't remember what the tactics are. I have killed it before, I just can't remember. There you go. The Tombury Stalker gives up chase and returns to his lair. That's kind of funny. But it's funny how they call it a stalker. He's popping all my cooldowns again. One thing they did mention as well is the fact that the difficulty of the level 50 dungeons has been adjusted, but I haven't really got any details about what that might be, so I wonder really how it's changed. I mean, I did feel when we did Antipore Keep that Demon War was a little bit easier, but we did go in with 2 relic geared DPS, so I don't know, it might just be wishful thinking. It seems to be a really easy fight to win. Okay, loot. Let me check the other loot. Yeah, I'll pass on it because basically the loot which drops in Antipore Keep is item level 60. The only item I was told that's worth getting from here is the shield, because apparently it's the best shield you can get before the hard mode primal fights, and it drops on the last boss. So I figured if I ever level Paladin, I might as well have that shield. I have plenty of space for offhands. One thing as well, today I was able to finish the last piece of my Dark Light set, so now finished, and I have every single piece of Dark Light for Bard. I was very happy about that. For whatever reason, there's actually only one Dark Light ring for Bard, so I got this one, the Toxos one, which is from Antipore Keep, item level 60. One thing I'm doing as well is I'm saving all of my philosophy points, my mythology points, to get the Artemis bow +1, which I mentioned in the previous video, and when I cap this week I'm going to be only 20 mythology short, which is a shame, but at least I'll get it next week, and then I can start saving up for, you know, artifact gear too. And I was also told that the upgrade for the Artemis bow is actually the second best in the game, because you can actually with all of them, they do offer obviously an upgrade going to +1, but the one with the biggest difference apparently is White Mage, and the second biggest difference is Bard, so it's useful that I've got Bard leveled up. And one thing that will be different about the bow is that it will glow as well. It will be glowing all the time, like some sort of whitish, greenish glow, just to show that yes, it has been upgraded. Hopefully soon I'll add the video into my series just showing the Artemis bow +1. Having these little bits of gil come in from every monster really is nice. Always when you get threat from a monster, just run for the tank, do the tank a favour. We have to hit the 2 levers to open the door. One thing that's interesting about this place is that there are these treasure coffers just dotted around, and they drop certain items. I'm not 100% what they're used for yet. So for example here, look, I got this bloody Kesti covers, and I have absolutely no idea what they're for. If I find out, then I'm sure I'll be sure to say. Tell you what, I'm going to quickly Google it. Oh, so apparently they're a crafting material used to make the Windling's Kesti, which is an item level 55 pugilist weapon, which requires that bloody Kesti covers and a Dark Seal nugget. Interesting. And there's one of the chests I was talking about. But we don't have to clear everything here, we're just taking the minimum route towards the next boss. I guess we'll go back to avoid the big one. There's a chest over there. I do wonder actually if they actually ever intend to add the mimics back into the game, like they have in other Final Fantasies. The mimics being the treasure chests, which are actually monsters and not treasure chests. Oh yeah, I was. That's stupid on me. Because I sprinted, I was completely out of TP. I'll just run back. So the big stalker Tumburies can actually be very annoying in this place. Like if you don't kill the monsters quick enough, the Tumbury will just finish you off. So as you saw, we had to go to all of the switches to get the next door open. So here's an interesting looking boss. The tank a few seconds to build up threat before I attack. Definitely a lot easier than the first visit. Not to ranged, stay ranged. Okay, so 30 of philosophy just then. I'm just going to pass these because I'm gathering a bunch of item level 60 gear already. I believe in this room that there is actually going to be another stalker that pops eventually. We have to be quick clearing it out. So this was one of the dungeons that was updated in the patch to make sure that you get philosophy and so on. And it just gives you variety when you're trying to get philosophy points for dark light gear and mythology points. use it to get all your TP back. Stalker, so keep moving. Just distracting us so we can get the door open. Woo, we made it, yay. King. I like to use all the cooldowns towards the beginning of the fight, just so they have a chance to come off cooldown by the end of them. But from what I can see, every time you kill a small lad, he gets this stack of Rancor, which makes his attacks more powerful. And then, when he does everyone's grudge, then he uses it up and it disappears. I'm going to use all my buffs again, because it did come a cooldown, as I said. Also, when I'm doing my buffs, it also hits quelling strikes as well, just because it helps reduce my enmity from the amount of damage I'm... There we go. There you go. For another 50 philosophy, 30 mythology. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Oh, I got an achievement for doing an extra dungeon. So that's it. So thanks for watching. It's just a basic quick video to show the change that has come in today. Hope you find it useful. You have now more options to get mythology and philosophy. You get more philosophy per runs. The only one that basically hasn't changed at all is Castor and Meridian, which still gives 100, but they do have the benefit of the gil from the monsters. One thing they've also changed in Castor and Meridian is the fact that you can't skip behind certain monsters anymore, because now they're just sort of leaning against the wall, so you can't run behind them. But it was eventually going to happen because people were effectively avoiding fights they shouldn't avoid just by running behind the monsters. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie.